Catch a Vibe with Big Hass, only on Pulse 95.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Catch a Vibe with me, Big Hass. Catch a Vibe is actually Pulse's first music dedicated radio show. It airs every Saturday and Sunday from 9 to 10 p.m. I want to say thank you for all the love and support. We've done so far 11 episodes, and today is our 12th episode. It's amazing to get to know the artist and the challenges that they go through, and it's an honor to play. Sometimes some of the artists that come here have their songs played on the radio for the first time. Sometimes it's their first radio interview. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful feeling. I'm really, really honored, and I'm thankful to Pulse 95 Radio for giving me this opportunity. Today's guest is a special one for many reasons. One of the things I personally enjoy is getting to know the artist that I'm interviewing while we're doing the interview. So it's a thing that I have. Sometimes I listen to their music, I connect on a certain level, but then I interview them and that connection gets deeper. I don't know if some of you guys feel the same way, but for me, I've been doing this since 2007. I've seen so many artists, and it's like my way to get to know an artist, to get to like an artist, and to get to, kind of pick their brain and just have a conversation with them. Today's guest is Lebanese singer, songwriter Bea Kadri, who is, for me, I think she's still trying to discover herself. We are still trying to find out about her, and this is why we have her on the show. She just actually dropped her album just 2-3 days ago, which is amazing. Bea, we're going to say hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
It's a blessing to have you. Thank you so much. أول شيء, congrats. مبروك على الألبوم.
Thank you. Finally out.
We'll definitely get to talk about that. But to backtrack a little bit, and obviously music. How did Bea Kadri get acquainted with music? Did music kind of reach out to you? Did you reach out to music? Tell me that story.
I mean, I think music has always been my best friend, honestly, because you feel understood by other artists' music and seen, and it's, when the music's relatable, it hits hard, and you just feel like you're healing through listening to other artists' music. And it's always been an outlet for me to write. I think I started as a songwriter from even a very young age. I remember writing about breakups and stuff when I've never even, been through one. But just because, that's what you listen to. And I used to write and sing since I was a kid. It's always been something that relaxes me. And then as I grew up, I was part of a band, and I've always been trying to do stuff in the musical realm, so like music theater or whatever opportunity I had during university or before that, like singing at my aunt's wedding was the very first actual live performance. I was 16, I was shaking, and I sang Celine Dion.
Which song?
Because You Loved Me.
Oh, I love that record. That's a great record. But yeah, can I ask you to get closer to the mic a little bit?
Yeah,
perfect.
Sure.
To push back on that, what was the spark that made you fall in love with music? Was it like a certain artist that you liked? Was it a certain sound? Like, what attracted you to that realm?
What an interesting question. I think it just being hooked on the feeling that I have through listening to music and through making music. They're two different feelings, but they have the same, they provide the same peace to my heart. I don't know how to explain it, but
I love that.
Even at work, I might escape to the bathroom for a little bit, put a song in, and just vibe to it, just to get my energy levels back up. And
yeah. So in your case, music plays like a healing road, a piece. That's amazing.
Definitely. If I'm sad, I'll be sadder. I'll listen to sad songs and just be sadder and feel the emotion, and then I'm good. Wow.
Where did these songwriting? Because I know you take pride in songwriting. Where did the songwriting skill? Because it's a skill. Let's not get it twisted. It's there's singing and there's songwriting. With the songwriting, how did you discover yourself with the songwriting, and how long did it take you to face the fact that you're putting some vulnerable things out there for the world to hear, maybe judge as well?
Yeah. You know what? Recently, it clicked that I think I got it from possibly my dad's side. My grandpa used to come up with lines.
Bless.
In Arabic mostly, and so does his sister, and they're witty and funny and quick with it. they could have been rappers, I think. Honestly,
Nice.
like both of them,
Yeah.
unfiltered. And I realized that, wait a minute. Like that could have been, where I got that from. My dad sings amazingly as well, so does my brother. So there's that in the family as
Wow.
well.
Okay.
But songwriting, I think I used to journal as a kid. Like,
Okay.
Just diary. Maybe
Yeah.
watching movies, seeing, how young girls are
Yeah.
entering, writing in their Dear Diary. So I just did that, and it ended up being more songs than actual, like, my day went 1, 2, 3.
I love that you said that. You grew up in grew up in Lebanon, and then when did you move to the UAE?
2015. I
Wow.
believe, for work.
Yeah. And okay, so as obviously a Lebanese singer, songwriter, an artist, moving to this beautiful country that is also diverse. In what way that move has impacted the music, if any?
Man, Dubai, first of all, is a beautifully stable, growing country. So that gives, some room to feel like you can, dream big here. And it's also connected to so many countries, like direct flights and stuff. So it really feels like nothing's too far and everything's achievable in Dubai. That's the feeling that I get. Like the safety to be able to pursue whatever you want to pursue in life. But I think I discovered my sound, and I really took myself seriously as an artist when I was doing my master's in London in music business.
Okay.
Management. And I remember feeling, that I could experiment because it's a new country. Nobody knows me here.
Yes.
And plus the culture there is very, everybody's musical. Like the bank teller, the guy at Tesco, everybody, like randomly someone will sing on there's music in the metro station and stuff. So music is like all around.
Part of life, correct.
So it just felt like I'm not doing anything super special by just trying, and it was easy to collab and easy to just hop on a mic and go to places, and that gave me I think that equipped me with that with power. Like I saw myself doing it, and then when I came back to Dubai, I'm like, I'm just gonna keep doing that. I'm just not gonna stop. And then I started seeing the opportunities around. I think I wasn't seeing them before.
Yeah, no, but that's interesting how you said it. Obviously, you come from the lovely country of Lebanon, and we know obviously what you said about the stability. Does that also impact an artist, the stability of the place that they're at? Because sometimes an artist can use that to fuel, come out with either angry music, protest music, whatever it is, music like sad music that the country's going through. Do you feel it's like a yes or no that you being here, you had different kind of path than you being in Lebanon, if you stayed in Lebanon, let's say?
Personally, me, yes, because I have a lot of anxiety, and then that kind of stifles me from blocks me from doing anything else. So I feel just relaxed here to be able to pursue things. But I mean, artists in Lebanon are killing it. There's differences. There's good and bad in both. Like you can probably do something amazing with less of a budget there. Here there's like licenses and stuff, and you can't just go on the street and film. Like, it's not that. It's a lot more organized, a lot more paperwork.
Correct. No, I love that you said that. No, thank you for that. We would definitely want to talk about the album. What's it called, by the way, so people can go and stream
No
it?
Love for the Long Distance.
Say that again.
No Love for the Long Distance.
No Love for the Long Distance. We're definitely going to be asking you why the title, what's the album about, and how long did it take you, everything that's coming up next. But right now, I feel I want to play Liberated. Yeah, let's play Liberated. It's one of the tracks from this new album. You can stream it in all streaming, obviously, services right now. We're going to be right back with Bea Kadri, who's a Lebanese singer, songwriter. Just dropped her album. It's a big deal. So definitely stay tuned, and always right here on Pulse 95 Radio. Right now, it's Bea Kadri with Liberated.
Catch a vibe with Big Hass, only on Pulse 95. Pulse.
Catch a Vibe with me, Big Hass, airs every Saturday and Sunday, obviously on this beautiful station, Pulse 95 Radio. We just heard Bea Kadri's Liberated record, of course, out of, from her new album. Bea, tell me about that new album, and obviously the name, No Love for...
The Long Distance.
The Long Distance. Okay, I want to hear all about it. you know. So yeah, spill the juice. First of all, why did you? I mean, to backtrack a little bit before even the title, was it hard to take a step where you want to release a body of work like that? Was that something that you always wanted? Because you know the process takes a while. How long was this in the process? Was it always like going to be an album? Was it going to be an EP? When did you take the decision for it to be an album? All these things.
Okay. I mean, No Love for the Long Distance is from my own experience and a long distance relationship.
Okay.
And it was quite stretched out, quite a long one. A lot of feelings were felt, the good and the bad. So the album's kind of the story of that. And, you know, starting off sweet and, you know, falling in love and then looking forward to meeting after the distance. But then, you know, as some stuff happened, there's trust issues that pop up and then missed flights or whatever. It's just, it got nasty at some point, like I think.
But you get personal with this album as well.
Yeah, it is. It's very personal.
Okay.
I think that's why it took so long as well to be released. Like it took 3 years. I started recording and collaborating via Zoom during quarantine.
Okay.
Like when 2020 happened.
Yeah.
And
a lot of art came out from that period, like, you know.
Man, we were stuck.
Yeah.
We were stuck I was stuck in a relationship where I'm like, but I love him. It was very like, but I love him. No, let's like optimistic and hopeful and not really like planning things. And plus, when COVID hit, it was like, there's no point in planning. And
correct.
We became good together again because, you know, we had nothing else to do but stay on the phone and stuff.
Wow.
It was no longer about missed messages and you muted, like all of that space that anybody would hate being in.
Correct.
Being part of, and I was fully part of the problem. And I could see it, but I couldn't change it at the time. Then throughout the album, you'll see, you know, me feeling vulnerable and then me biting back. And then, you know, liberation or realizing, you know, that now we need to face the truth. And it took me quite some time, right? But
bless you. I'm sure it's a tough journey. A lot of people would relate to that as well.
Super relatable.
Yeah.
Long distance is tough.
Yeah.
Kudos to those that make it work. I couldn't. I wouldn't. I'm never gonna do that again. Hopefully, please do not send any more.
You never know how it works.
I know. It's like.
I mean, was it months-wise, like time-wise? How long did the album take to complete?
3 years.
Wow.
3 years. I only finished it, wrapped it up, like last master was received like 2 months ago.
Okay, wow.
It was crazy, but it was a lot about, I think, you know, life happened for me and then life happened to those that I was collaborating with. So we kept pushing, you know, it was just delaying things.
Is it? Did it? You speak about music heals you. Did that album, when it's out right now, did it heal you in a way?
It feels like such a relief. You don't understand. I actually did some. I did a lot of sessions, like to actually allow myself to release it. At some point, it was almost ready, and I just stopped replying and stopped following up. And I'm like, do I even want this like to be out? It's so personal and. And, you know, what if he hears it and it just triggers a whole lot of new storm?
More power to you. This is why music is there, you know, and this is why I respect, you see what you just said right now. For a lot of people listening, Bea, it's listening on a streaming service. Listening, they don't know the story. And that song took a while to write, to put out. You know, that's what I'm saying. So that's why it's important for them to hear, you know, how you feel about it. The production on the album, I really liked it. Tell me about the production on this album.
I mean, each song is by a different producer.
Nice.
It was just reaching out to people from all over, whoever wanted to collaborate. It wasn't really like I'm working on an album, so let's work on songs. It was just like I wanted to work on songs, and then all I could express is stuff from my relationship, because that's how I heal.
Yeah.
And then it ended up being like, wait, I see a progression of, you know, I see a whole storyline here between Who Knew and, you know, then there's Outpour, Poison, Ruthless, and Liberated. Like all of that I saw that they could be put together. And at first it was going to be an EP, then it became 11 tracks. I'm like, let's just put it out as an album.
Love that.
And yeah, No Love for the Long Distance was not supposed to be the name. I wanted something shorter, but I'm like, there's nothing else. I hate long distance. It's just No Love for it.
Yeah, no, so that's it. That's it. Before we hear you, obviously, I think you can do Come Over?
Come Over, yeah.
Was there any point or any time during the process of this album that you said, nah, I'm not dropping that?
Exactly, yeah, I did.
No, like you want to stop even producing, khalas done.
Yes.
What triggered that?
Just the fear of having it out, like just, you know. Like my parents are going to hear this. I don't know how much they knew I was with someone in a long distance, and it was like,
yeah, Allah.
It was just, and you know, it's too much. It's like reading my diary. So at some point it overwhelmed me a little bit, but then I'm like, but that's what I do.
Yes.
And that's what other artists did, and that's what helped me, you know, when I listened to music. Like I'm sure it was, so I just made it not about me.
Thank you for saying that. No, say that's exactly what I wanted to come out. Like this is what I wanted, because it's for an artist, you're really expressing yourself at the end of the day, and you never know who you'll be helping with that. You know, somebody else is going through the same thing and they connect with the lyrics. That's amazing. Okay, Bea, we're gonna put you on the spot right now, and we want to hear you obviously sing "Come Over." This is obviously with your voice right now. Tell me about "Come Over" a little bit before we hear it.
I decided to make "Come Over" the focus track of the album, purely because "Come Over" is quite poppy and has a nice upbeat to it.
Okay.
And the songwriting's about post-breakup. When you feel like, why don't we, when you like entertain the idea of getting back together, you know, let's for the 100th time, like let's just, why not? It's familiar. We know each other. Maybe we can make it work again. So it's like that delusional like loop that kept me in that 5-year thing.
What was there hope, or it's delusion? Like you said?
No, it's like purely whether there's hope or not. I think like when you make a decision, like, things are too clear to unsee sometimes, and
deep. That's
khalas,
deep.
there's too much, you know, too much has happened.
That's a song name. Things are too unclear to be seen. That's what you said?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a record.
Next album.
Yeah, next album. Next album. All right, cool. So let's hear, obviously, Bea Kadri's, and please go stream the album right now. We're going to do this, obviously, live. Do you hear the music? 1 second, right here. We're doing it right here, ladies and gentlemen, on Catch a Vibe. Yeah.
Sorry, took your spot there.
I know. Yeah, cool. And these things happen. Give me a second. Okay, so this is "Come Over," Bea Kadri.
Used to dress up for you, way you smile, way your eyes fired up. Did it just to get the look. Had you hooked from the start, showed up when you needed me. Came like a blessing in the sky, straight up. Did it just to get the look. Knew that I had you hooked from the from the beginning. We just been winning. How did we get here, blocking each other? I don't like how I'm out here without you. Too mean to be true. Come over. Come over, come over. Wanna back till time goes slower. Come over. Keep it open this time, no closure. Holding on to something special. Do over, come over. Need you looking at me like before. Baby, give it one more try. Forget all the bad shit we did. Focus only on what's good. I've been hooked from the start. Show me that you still need me. Hold me like the miles never happened. Pull up, do it just to get that look. Knew that I had you hooked from the beginning. We just been winning. How did we get here, blocking each other? I don't like how I'm out here without you. Too mean to be true. Come over, come over, come over, come over. Wanna back till time goes slower. Come over, come over. Keep it open this time, no closure. Holding on to something special. Do over, come over. Need you looking at me like before. before we broke up. Second time around, how did we get here? No need to remind you how to put it down. Way that you get me. How did we get here? Come over, oh, come over. Wanna back, tell time, go slower. Come over, come over. Keep it open this time, no closure.
Yeah,
holding on to something special. Do over, come over. Need you looking at me like before we come over. Running back, tell time, go slower. Come over, come over. Keep it open this time, no closure. Holding on to something special. Do over, come over. Need you looking at me like before we.
Woo! What? Yes. Wow.
Wow,
Yo, B, I love that. I swear I love that. We're going to take a break, but I just want to say I love that. This is why I do what I do. It's a reminder every single time. So I heard that record, and then when I heard it live right now, I felt the emotion. Like, I felt the emotions even more. And I felt it's more like a journey, how it started, even with you singing, and how at the end, it's like the cry out. It was like, yo, congrats on this album. Amazing. I love this record. We're going to be right back. I'm actually going to play a record from the album. Let's play, what about playing Ruthless?
Ruthless, my برحم.
Yeah. Ruthless, my برحم. We're playing that right now on Pulse 95 Radio. We're going to be right back. Don't go anywhere. We got Bea Kadri, who is a Lebanese singer, songwriter, just dropped her new album. Keep it locked.
Catch a vibe with Big Hass, only on Pulse. Pulse 95.
And we're back with Catch a Vibe with me, Big Hass. I have Bea Kadri in the studio. She's a Lebanese singer, songwriter, an amazing artist. We just heard actually Ruthless, برحم, out of her new album, No Love for the Long Distance. And so if you're feeling the same way, please text us 4215 and please let us know how you're feeling. Bea, let's talk about Ruthless, برحم, a little bit. What are you trying to say in that record? And obviously Ruthless, برحم. What's the energy here? I can tell, but I mean, what's going on?
It's dark.
It's cool.
It was post poison. Like now, there's toxicity in the air.
Yes.
And I'm ready to fight back, and I'm not even holding back. Like I am acknowledging that I'm being toxic, and I'm here for it. It's admitting that I messed up too. It wasn't one-sided.
Wow.
I don't think it's ever one-sided.
Yeah,
anyway.
100%. It takes two to tango.
Yeah, and sometimes it's like your mistake is not speaking up earlier or sharing your truth or holding back, because that's not fair.
Okay.
So yeah, Ruthless برحم is actually my Arabic debut.
Yeah.
I meant to I wrote that verse in Arabic. I was just trying to write to have to try to imagine what it would sound like. I knew that I wanted to include Arabic, and I wanted to get an Arabic rapper. But then I kind of liked how I sounded on the demo, and I'm like, wait, what if I sing it? I know I've been only doing English, but obviously, Arabic's my mother tongue. And
Yeah.
why not? And it's produced by Blue Pfeiffer, Lebanese Mexican artist.
Shout out to Blue Pfeiffer.
I adore, and I love that track, honestly. It's such a different energy than what I usually do. It's dark and like has tabla, and I love performing it live too.
I wanted to ask you, you mentioned something interesting right here. Obviously you perform, you're more relaxed in English. How difficult, I just want people to know how difficult it is for an artist to, obviously you're Lebanese, you're proud to be Lebanese, but you express yourself in English. Now a lot of people would take that, okay, you're not Arab enough, you have that, I'm sure. How do you address that? And because I don't want you guys who are Arabs who sing in English or rap in English to be forced. Never do it out of force. How do you deal with that? And why this record, for example? Why did you choose this record to experiment in Arabic at least?
I don't know. I just felt like this record, I felt like sometimes it's hard to express things in only English. Like I feel like in
Facts.
Arabic, you get the message across even stronger. Like Ma برحم is so much stronger than Ruthless. Like
Facts.
Ruthless, and then it's like Ma برحم. It's more cutthroat, and I wanted,
Facts.
I wanted to bring that energy in.
Facts.
But I didn't want me to sing it. But then I realized that I enjoyed doing that, and I'm like, what if I explore more? And I've been writing more Arabic since then. Actually.
Nice.
And I helped write Arabic for another artist, so like, I'm
amazing.
not comfortable enough to say I'm an Arabic songwriter, but I'm comfortable to like songwrite in Arabic.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
that
yeah.
makes sense.
Speaking of Blue, shout out to her.
Shout out to
her contribution in this as a producer. Did she also help out in any way in the vibe and of the track, knowing that she also, is going through her own process and her own journey? I know you guys are close as well. What's the impact of Blue Pfeiffer on this record specifically?
She brought in her signature. She even has her yeah in it. Like it's just like at the end.
Amazing.
There's like this instrumental outro, and it's insane. And even the intro is she exceeded my imagination and expectation.
Did she send you that beat and then you rocked it, or you kind of worked on this record together?
No, the other way around.
Okay.
I had recorded it on another beat.
Oh wow.
And then the exclusive rights were a bit like not within what I wanted to do.
SubhanAllah, wow.
So
worked.
I reached out. I'm like, would you be down to produce this? And she's like, yeah, for sure. And from the first demo, I'm like, whoa, out the park, like no way. And it's not it's not exactly my sound, but it still is. Like it's within that. It's exactly what I told her. Like I don't want it to be too different, but then it's dark. And I told her, just express yourself the way you want on the first demo. Let's just see, like, bring in your energy. So it's a lot of her energy, yeah.
So, Bea here, I want to shout you out because, first of all, and maybe you don't realize it, you've given, obviously these 11 records are produced by 11 different producers.
Yeah, some of them are by the same producer.
Great, but there's a chance to hear more than one production, more than one vibe, right? You dabble a little bit in Arabic, obviously the songwriting, the whole journey. It's kind of like in an order. It takes a lot of thoughts to put that. My question here is, out of the 11 records, which one was the hardest record to write?
To write?
Like you found it difficult, writing-wise. I'm gonna be like you can't continue writing, if there is any.
I'm not sure if there was any.
Okay.
Actually, really, I don't know.
So that means, khalas, you were okay with the process, with whatever you went through, and it just flew out.
The writing comes first. Like, actually, I always have lyrics in my notes. Like, I'll be having lunch with my family, and then something pops in. I'm like, excuse me, I'll just put it in. Yeah. So it was inspired by a lot of that, and then a lot of the sessions, it was just getting in and seeing what the vibe will be like. And then the producers will start building a beat, and then I'll start humming. And then even though I thought I'm going to write this, I write a whole new thing.
Great.
But songwriting comes quite quickly with me when I'm inspired.
Amazing.
So
you were
never
definitely
like
inspired
chunks.
with this one.
Yeah, I'll just write the full song from the get-go, and then go back and tweak some melodies or some words. But it was the recording that was tough. Some of them like.
What are the challenges you faced with that?
For example, Liberated. I believe it was. No, was it Liberated? No, wait. It was. What was the song?
That you found difficulty in recording, you mean?
Yes, I think it was Liberated, actually.
Okay.
I don't know why it's escaping me now.
Okay.
A lot of them, some of them were difficult, but this one in particular, it was when I realized that that's it. Even though Liberated is like a
I get
freedom.
It. Okay.
I couldn't sleep. I pulled an all-nighter, and then I woke up at 8 a.m. and just played a beat and started recording, and it has like crying and stuff. I'm stuffy and stuff, but
wow,
you don't really hear it. But I kept a lot of the demo vocals in it.
There.
And yeah, it was 8 a.m. vocals from my home studio. But
bless.
A lot of the songs have like
okay, so to push back on that, let's say you're performing this album live. Which record would you want to which record you think? I don't know. You're gonna enjoy all of them. Which record would you start with?
I think just hear it from 1 to 11 because it has a story.
No. I mean, if you're performing, if you're performing live, and you want to do a record from this album, which record would you pick to start with?
Now I would pick Time Was Spent.
Okay.
Because it's quite slow, and there's there's a fast part at the end.
Yeah.
And it's almost like the last one that was done. So I think it still feels fresh for me.
Okay.
So I would personally love to start with that. And
We'd definitely play that record, I think, after this. But I want to ask you about family. In what way did the family play a role in Bea Kadri's, obviously, pursuit to this music thing, especially that we come from the Arab region, obviously, and there's always that question about, hey, are you able to sustain yourself from this? Are you able to make money from this? Are you able to live? And I know you have an amazing family, mashallah, God bless them. Tell me about the role of family in Bea Kadri's music life.
My family's very supportive right now. Like they're so supportive, it's embarrassing. It's almost embarrassing. Like they'll be traveling and then they're the best like PR and marketing. They'll show it to anyone and everyone, especially my dad. He'll let's say he has a massage.
Shout out to your dad. I've seen him.
He'll show everyone the music video. Shout out to dad and mom and my brother. They give me advice.
Do they have a favorite record from the album or?
I should ask them. I'm not sure which one it is.
That's amazing. But I mean, for me, the support from the family is really important, and I'm sure it means a lot because I come from Saudi Arabia, where sometimes, sadly, and the Arab region, it's hard to be a musician, and how are you able to sustain? So the support that comes from the family is also like. It goes a long way. It's important.
I think they had their fears about the industry. Like I remember when I was 19, it was quite like, no, this isn't the route you're taking. It was like, put down, that's not happening. I was a little stubborn back then. There were some, strong opinions about it, and I completely, now growing up, I understand it.
You understand why they did that.
And I think it took me experimenting and being like. I think I realized what scared them is that I would just act different or be different, and as an artist, like I needed to create a persona, but I feel more comfortable not doing that. So I think maybe that relaxes them, that I'm still me. I haven't changed. I haven't, botched up my face and wear these extravagant, which is cool. It's just not me, but I think. Personally, I think that relaxes them. That seeing I haven't changed at home, I'm still the same.
I love that you said that. Man, I'm just getting to know you today. Thank you for everything you've been saying. Let's hear "Time Was Spent" by Bea Kadri. I'll be right back for our final segment right here on Catch a Vibe, right here on Pulse 95 Radio. Catch a Vibe, Big House right here, Pulse 95 Radio. Catch a Vibe is actually Pulse's first and only music dedicated radio show. It's our 12th episode. I take pride really in doing this. It means a lot to me personally. I've been doing this since 2007 in terms of pushing artists, getting to know artists. I don't even like the word pushing, to be honest. I want to address that. It's about when you have a platform, it's your duty to give what the streets are listening to, and that's how I feel it. So anyone who's listening right now, because I always get these questions, I think anyone can be a supporter. Like anyone can support, especially right now. There's no gatekeeping. There's no, oh my God, there's only one or two people not holding that. Nah, it's the fans. It's the people. If you look at all the artists in the world, some of the fans, made them. And now specifically with our Arabic music that's gonna go really big, I feel, the fans really made it what it is. So yeah, I'm honored to do this. Today we have Bea Kadri, who just dropped this album, No Love for the Long Distance. Obviously you can tell from the title, she's not a big fan of long distance. Was it hard, Bea, to choose the title, or you made up your mind on the beginning?
It was just the first name that I put. I'm like, what does this album say? It's like No Love for the Long Distance. And it was a joke at first, and then I kind of kept it. I couldn't think of anything else that really describes No Love for the long distance. We just heard, obviously, Time Was Spent, and it was actually produced by a good friend of ours. Shout out to him. Prince VA, shout out.
Shout out to him. Obviously, he's a rapper and he's a producer as well. You dealing with that many producers, was it also, I don't want to use the word tricky, but because sometimes when an artist want to produce an album, they'll go with one, maybe maximum two producers, and then that's it, done as a whole full body of work. With you, I know that you spoke about like the whole journey and all that. Did that give you any challenges or difficulties whatsoever, or no, it worked out for the best?
I think no, it was tricky.
Okay.
I'm trying to choose my words.
No, yeah. I mean, the album already dropped. Everyone, khalas, done.
Khalas. Oh my God! Finally.
See, that says a lot. I don't need an answer. No, but I
think
got you.
producers are artists as well, and they, you know, each person has a creative way of, they have their creative process.
And
right?
yeah, that's my point.
Respect that.
Yes, and you have to deal with 1, 2, ماشي الحال.
But
like
maybe I should have done that.
7, 8 people, it's like, no, really,
Even
it takes a lot.
But it does bring, like, there's different energy and different,
Yes,
like,
yes.
That's what I love about the album, is that every person I collaborated with brought him his energy or her energy and past musical experiences, and they did that. Like, each one of them was amazing, whether there were missed deadlines or miscommunications or me feeling like taking it personal when someone doesn't reply to an email for 5 months.
Who are you guys? I know who you are. No, but yeah.
No, but we're
you.
here. I think you have to be understanding that that's what I said. Like, life just happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Just like it happened to me. I also wasn't able to keep momentum. I think it's my album, and I should have also been the drive in a way. To keep that momentum. But what I did is I opened a lot of projects at the same time, and because I was in a writing mode, like I just felt like writing stuff but not finishing them or recording them, and I did that. I let the ball drop a little bit. I feel
I get it. Yeah. I get it, but again, kind of shout out to you, because I know the process. It's hard. One producer takes full in terms of, like, sometimes the producer even mixing and mastering, that's easier. One channel, done. But to handle 7, 8 different egos, different people, different energy, you should give yourself a big round of applause. I'm giving it to you. Seriously, it's not. You're being, I think, very, like, you're being a bit humble about it, because it's not. If you listen to the album, ladies and gentlemen, you see that there's obviously different energies, but at the same time, it may be reflecting what you're going through as well, because you're like, who knew the time was spent, you're gonna get, and getting to get together, and how you were liberated at the end, and the toxicity in the middle, and the anger, all these things also might require different vibes. So I get it.
Yeah. A lot of the people I was working with ended up either going through a breakup or breaking up after, and I'm like, I'm sorry, maybe it was
it was a spark.
Maybe you worked on the no love for the long distance so much that you manifested it. Some of them entered long distance, and it was like hard to actually work on the songs because it hits too close to home.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, no, you stop delaying this, like, stop.
Oh man.
But it's out now, and it happens at the time that it was meant to happen, and it took 3 years, but we're here.
100%.
I'm personally ready for new music, but I still, enjoy that this is out. It's a relief.
It's beautiful. Can we, I think, backtrack a little bit? Was it in 2020? Was it Be Alright?
It was, yeah. I released Be Alright.
Be Alright. With that, I mean, with past records that you released, in what way did they prepare you for where you're at right now? Because obviously you were living that relationship when you dropped them, right? In what way did these records play a role in this album, if any? It's a tricky question right there.
Kick it back, baby, got all night. We got time. Trying to remember where I was at the time. I think we were broken up, actually.
Oh, okay. So even
there were breaks in between because of the long distance. Sometimes you're like, maybe it's better that since we can't be next to each other.
I hear you. That's also interesting. Shifting kind of lanes right here. Social media, posting, and just getting acquainted and just talking about your art. How difficult is that, like, for you as an artist, in terms of, like, being always relevant and on social media? And now we have this Threads situation as well. It's a new it's another app that artists has to go through. But are you friends with social media?
I think I have to be. I've learned to be friends with it. I don't like when things feel forced, and sometimes working on content, like, you come up with these ideas and they're cool, but you have to be the face of every single piece of content.
Correct.
And post it, and be ready to read the comments and engage and all of that. And some of the comments, are supportive and some aren't. And, I feel like it's quite tough to be present. Sometimes you just don't want to be present. You don't want to share your life. Like you have to.
But you have to.
For the sake of like consistency.
You have to. Yeah. And that's the thing about social media. You have to, as an artist, I get it. Some artists that we know and love don't even appear on social media. Some of them don't even have social media. So I think for the art that you guys do in terms of like us, in terms of like the local and regional scene, I think it's I think it's supported, but it comes in with its own challenges. Bea, it's been an honor having you right here on the show. I wanted to ask you, in what way this album liberated Bea Kadri?
Oh, now I feel even more liberated that it's out.
You're at peace with yourself.
Yeah. And hearing it back is like, I just want to hug her.
Okay.
Just want to go back and tell her, at Who Knew that watch out, and then at Outpour that don't do that. But then, I don't know. It feels like I'm proud of myself that it's out, and it gives me peace that it's out. And I worked with Talia Govender as well on visualizers and Phenomena on music videos. So
shout out to them. Wow.
11 visual body of works that dropped on the same day of the release. So I think that wouldn't have happened if I had released it last year or the year before. I think that's why it took so long, is that as soon as the tracks were done, I was able to think of concepts and find the people that I want to work with for visuals and stuff. And
that's amazing.
I'm happy. I'm liberated. If that was the question.
That was the question.
I went like I did.
No, that's perfect. I mean, this is what music is. And when you go on, I know the album just dropped like obviously 3 days ago, but you go like, are you thinking of what's next right now? Is there anything?
Oh yeah.
Really?
I've been thinking of what's next.
Already?
Yeah. I'm ready to express other things. I've been listening to these songs for years.
Oh, wow.
I'm so ready, and I've been writing stuff, and I kind of want to go back.
Is it different than the stuff that you've written?
A little bit, I think. I think it is. I mean, it is still me.
Yeah.
But I'm ready to create something new and kind of experiment, go back to trying new things. I'm not in a rush to release.
I hear you.
Because I just released.
She just released. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, of course.
But I'm excited to work on new stuff for sure.
What would you say is Bea Kadri's kind of dream in this music? What would you want to? Because right now, if you talk to any artist, they tell you, I want to express myself. I want people to impact people. I want to be famous. I want to tour the world. There's many reasons. But for Bea, what's the dream?
I think I want to be. I mean, I would love to see the day where I'm in a room full of people singing my songs back to me. Yes. I think that's just the vision that I've had for forever. Whether it's, I don't know how many people that is. Honestly, I don't have a number in mind, but maybe in the thousands. I'm scared to be too famous. Like, I'm not like, I want to conquer the world. Because I don't want my privacy to be at stake as well. Like when I look at these A-listers, it's a lot of their personal stuff on these. It's harsh. I don't want that.
Wow.
I think that would not sit well with me.
That's deep.
But I want to be able to, sustain a comfortable life where I can buy a house here and do that. Like
okay.
Financially.
See, this is why it's amazing to get to know. And throughout this interview, we got a kind of glimpse of really what Bea Kadri is all about. I wanted to focus on the album more because it's important. That's her body of work. It took a while to obviously to drop. It's 11 records. It's 11, right? And obviously every record has its own meaning. What I personally like about the album, Bea, is I love the fact how you kind of even titled them and how you kind of put them together. It's a journey, and not a lot of artists in the region over here do that, if you know what I mean, in terms of like, if you hear the album from start to finish, I'm going on a journey with you. Correct. And I think that's amazing. Something else I liked is the fact that you have more than one producer over there, and that takes a lot of work. Throughout, I feel that there's also different energies, and that's amazing. And you were saying that you're liberated. So yeah, respect to you, fam. Any last words you'd like to say to anybody listening right now on Pulse 95 Radio?
I'd like to start by thanking you for being so genuine and supportive from the very first day I met you. I think I met you at D3 in 2020.
The Harmony guys,
right?
correct. Yeah.
It was, ever since you've been so supportive and very easy to talk to, and that's important.
Well, you know,
I don't know if you know how validated and
to reply to that, some of the music that you drop is impacting me as well. You know, obviously maybe we come from a different age group, and I think for me I can relate to some of the things that you're saying.
Wow.
Sometimes I don't relate to some of the things, to be honest, but some of the records I connected with and I vibed with, and that's what led me to, like, you know, show you support. So to answer you, it's all you.
Wow.
It's all you. It's never like, you know, it's never someone, I'm not doing this as a favor. This is your work. This is your energy as Bea Kadri. You deserve all the flowers that you get. I'm just serious. Like, this is what it is. You know what? Before I actually want to play Come Over. Any artist you'd like to shout out right here? I know Blue Pfeiffer is your girl, and she's amazing. But any other artists that you like listening to in the region here to spread the love?
Shabani.
Shabani, shout out to Shabani.
Yeah. She's cool.
Put you on the spot right
Yeah.
here. You have to. No, but I mean, look. Do you see yourself working on like the state of, you know, women who are singing or rapping in the region needs to be amplified, I think. And you mentioned, like, you know, Shibani is amazing, and I can't wait to see her new, you know, she's getting into a new as well, a new era, a new vibe, Blue Pfeiffer that you said.
Shout out Noor Hello.
Wow. Shout out Noor. Yeah, that's amazing. She's also incredible. We'll try to have her on the show as well one day.
Nurzi with her latest track.
Yeah.
Beirut.
Yes. That's amazing.
That hits the spot, really.
Man, I feel like we can still have a longer conversation, but our time is up. Shout out to you, Bea. Where can people follow you real quick on social media?
On all the media platforms, Instagram, Snapchat,
Threads.
Facebook, I was going to say, and Threads. I'm number 8 million something.
Wow, really? That's cool.
Bea Kadri, that's Beakadri.
Nice.
And yeah.
Spell it for the people.
Check out the website. It has all the links.
What is it? BeaKadri.com.
Yeah.
Nice. That's amazing. We're definitely going to check that out. Bea, thank you so much for being with us. We're going to hear Come Over. Go check out the whole full album. It's out right now for streaming. No Love for the Long Distance. And please write your comments, engage with this artist, and tell them your opinion. We will see you guys next week. Peace and love. And we say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bea, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Come over.